Hello and welcome to FX Addicts Weekly Market Analysis. This is Tim, the Currency Professor, and today is Friday, May 24th, 2013. Wild week this week, a lot of action. And first let's take a look at some of the economic data. Generally this last week we had some bad news for the UK, mainly in inflation numbers, quite a bit less than had been expected, which is not really a good sign, because when you have a slowing economy and slowing inflation, that doesn't make too much encouragement for any growth in the future. Prices need to go up in order for you to get growth there. So, not a good thing there. U.S. was generally pretty good, ending the week out with durable goods orders, which were considerably more than expectations. That can run wild swings from month to month, but nonetheless still very encouraging. And on Thursday, also the unemployment claims, the weekly unemployment claims, very good numbers there as well. So overall, some pretty good numbers out of the U.S. Europe was just mixed. There wasn't too much out of Europe. The PMIs came out on Thursday, and for the most part they were kind of mixed. Some were a little better, some a little worse, but they were all below 50. And that means that there's still declining health in the manufacturing or services industries, whichever one was reported. So Monday is a holiday in the U.S. and the UK, so very little trading will go on after the European session. And Tuesday we get in the U.S. Case-Shiller price index for homes. That's going to be heavily watched. Expectations are for 10.2%. That'll be the highest number that we've seen in quite a few years. Also in the U.S., the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index expected to bump above 70 this month, so we'll see how that actually comes out. Then on Thursday, U.S. gets the second revision, or first revision of first quarter GDP, so we'll see how that comes out. And then the usual Thursday stuff in the U.S. unemployment claims, and got pending home sales there too. Friday we get out of Japan. Most of the important economic data will be released on Friday out of Japan. So all eyes will be watching to see how bad or how good that is. Everyone's looking for some kind of a turnaround there in the economic data. So Friday also, unemployment rate for the EU. Expectations are for another new high at 12.2%, so certainly not good. And in the U.S., get personal spending and personal income. So we'll see how those all affect the markets, but for the most part, the biggest market movers will probably be U.S. GDP revision. If it's very different than expectations, expectations are for 2.5%. And then some of the Tokyo numbers and Japan numbers that we see out on Friday. So those would be anything that could move the market. Now, this last week we've had some very, very good volatility in the currencies. The dollar gained a lot at the beginning of the week and has since fallen off here on Thursday and Friday. Pretty much the complete opposite of what it's been doing over the last few weeks, or actually the last couple of months. And so today the dollar really getting hammered for the most part. Against the euro, it's actually up slightly. The euro down 11 pips right now, 129.10 area, 129.20 area, depending on what you got as far as quote services. Really looking like we're probably going to turn over from here, technically on the dailies. If we jump out here to the weeklies, we can see how we did bounce up this week, but it's still, we got this kind of head and shoulders thing going here. Once we break down here below this neckline and we draw a little line here, it's not exactly a straight neckline or a good neckline, but nonetheless we close down about 127.50, 127, somewhere up down in that area. We'll probably see some continued selling and then take out those lows down around that 121 area. Now in the monthlies, we certainly are progressing here to take out last month's lows. We were very close to that at the beginning of the week and have since bounced back then, but we still have next week to go. So we could see a very important close here coming next Friday on how we exactly close out the month and the week next month. I'm sorry, next week. So very, very important. If we close below the most recent lows, that would be negative. British pound against the U.S. dollar up slightly today, up about 18 pips. Just bouncing here a little bit, probably just nothing more than a couple of days, and then we'll sell off again. We're back into the sell mode here, back into the weakness. And if we look on the weekly, we can see here how we're going to probably go and take these lows out down around 148. So that could happen probably in the next couple of weeks, the way it looks. And from a monthly standpoint, well, we're eclipsing last month's lows already. So we're probably going to close down there for the month as well. Again, we got 1 week left, so a lot can happen. But right now, it doesn't look very good. U.S. dollar against the Swiss franc. Selling off here after 2 days of pretty good run-up, making new highs here. 96, just above 96, 96.11 now, up about 80 pips on the day. I'm sorry, down about 80 pips on the day. So yesterday we sold off about the same, about 80, 90 pips, and then today, so maybe a little bit more. We'll get down into this area down in here, and that should probably be about it. We'll get there early next week and then probably bounce up from there. On a weekly basis, would have really liked to seen us close at the new highs this week, and unfortunately we're not going to do that. So we could see a few weeks here where we sell off again or consolidate. And on a monthly basis, it would be really nice to end the month well above that trend line. We were above it earlier in the week, and we have since backed off. So it'd be very nice to see us close out that month above that. That would signal some continued support and buying there technically. U.S. dollar against the Japanese yen, getting whacked today, down 122, about 180 right now. Looks like we could probably pull back just about into this area, come back down into there, just under the 100 level, about 99.75 or so, somewhere down in there. Break down into there, and then we'll probably find some support. On the weekly basis, well, same kind of thing here. We got this little trend line here, and that takes us just about to where we were looking at there on the dailies. So we could get down just about 99.75 area or so on a weekly basis. So maybe next week we touch that, and then we'd see another round of buying step in there. Monthly wise, though, still looks very, very good. It'll depend on how we close the month out. Would have been nice to have seen it close on its highs, but nonetheless, still looks very, very good longer term. Euro Swiss getting whacked today, down 110 pips. We were up, we made new highs, well above 126. We closed above 125.50, which was a very strong signal, a very strong buy signal there. And then we've sold off. So now we're getting back down into some support area here. Really don't expect it to go too much further. So maybe a little bit more of a sell-off on Monday, and then we start coming back again. Now on the on the weekly, still looks very good, although this week now turning negative like this is not really a very good sign. So we could see maybe some continued selling here or consolidation still for a while in this range. It would have been really nice to have seen the week close well above those highs. Euro yen down also today, down 160, back down to just about the 130 level. We've been all over this week, but we have broken out now down to the downside of this range that we've been at in the last couple of weeks. We did go up and make new highs on Wednesday, above 133, and then since then we've sold off. So a little bit of buyer's remorse here. Same with most of the dollar-denominated currencies as well. So here on the weeklies, we can see how we're really having a pretty decent correction here and a much-needed pullback. We ran up quite a bit. So here we are. We pulled back maybe for a couple weeks, and then we could see us jumping up to some new highs. And on the monthly basis, well, it's going to be kind of important how we close the month out. Another week or so, and we'll find out. But right now, really looks like we'll probably close positive, although not very positive the way it's looking on the earlier charts. So all in all, though, we're still within that range, and it still looks good for us to move up to that 137, 138 area longer term. So really looking for that to happen. Probably not this month, obviously, but certainly June or July we could see us popping up to those higher levels, and then maybe consolidating in that range for quite a while. That is it for this week. If you're not a member of FX Addicts, please stop on by, and I am available to answer questions and everything. We also offer courses as well as Forex Secrets, the new book on scalping currencies. So feel free to stop on by. If you're not a member, please become a member for 7 days for free. And if you have any questions, certainly get a hold of me. Thank you.